Alright, hello everybody and welcome back. Okay, so in the last video, didn't get to too much, and you know what? As soon as I ended the video, I realized how to make this whole damage system, delayed damage system work. So essentially on the shield, we're going to have a boolean value called hit, and then we have a damage script. And it basically says while true to, run through the sequence, and then make that value false. So now this can be like if you want to have, maybe we make an item which has a poison effect and it poisons the player and you want that to be delayed. So we get hit by it and then you see it does the damage and that value should be false now. Yes, see the value is false. So then if I get hit again, the value is true and then, right? So the advantage of this is that this script is going to be on the player. So we can say script dot parent and we can say find first child humanoid dot help equals, and then what we need is just a couple of locals, just some variables. Let's say amount equals 1. And then we want to take this and copy it and paste it plus amount. No, we want to say minus amount. And then let's do that again and again. So I'm going to copy that and do that there. Let's make this more. Let's make this 10. Maybe we can get a real test. Oof. Oh yeah, you see that? This is some pretty big damage to us. So if we wanted a more of an RPG style where the damage is delayed, see in this case what's going to happen is this person would be constantly trying to run after the player. So that sword is going to be constantly making contact with the player, doing damage with the player. That's kind of the idea here. We'll have to test it out when there's multiple of these. That we're going to get into in the next couple of videos. We'll have to build a server script which handles the respawning of this person and handles the aggression. Obviously we'll have to step over a block and it'll tell the NPC to charge towards us. Right, but for now we're just dealing with the health script. Now that is really cool. So that could be anything. Right now it's hit. It could be poison. Okay, and then what we could say is now we have to change the code around because this is now poison and this is now poison, and in this script here this is poison. This here is poison. Perfect, just like that. And this could be the poison damage script. Now similarly you could build a module script which, you know, we could do something like that with the remote event which calls these variables. There's all kinds of ways you can do this. Right now we're just using on-off values. It just seems to be an okay way of doing it. There we go. And now we're taking that damage. So when that... Now we need another symbol. So we'll go back to the toolbox and we're going to look for models. And we need like a poison devil. Yeah, that might work. Let's see here. So now keep in mind, all this is built into the shield. What you could do is you could have it so that way when the player joins the game, these graphics are put onto the player, so that way when they're poisoned, we're gonna go through that. We're gonna go through that here. So the one that we saw was this here. Oh, it's a camera. Let's see, skull. Let's try that. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now skull and crossbones. I wonder if we can union it together. Let's try here. Oh, darn. Oh, it's the skull that we can't. Okay, but all this we can union together. Alright, and then... why is that neon? Let's see here. Alright, we're just changing to plastic. Okay, so that is going to be welded to that, which is also going to be welded to there. Okay, so now we can take the skull and crossbones. Cool, so this needs to go onto the handle, and then we can group this together as a model, and this can be poisoned. Like that. We can get rid of that, get rid of that. Okay. Oh, that's the rest of that. So now, this little bit here, we can name that B, and we'll name that A, and this will come on when we're poisoned. Oh, I see. That's all right. Let me see here. Where's my use part color? Use part color, there it is. Cool, so something like that. Okay, so now make that transparent. So what will happen is, let's say script dot parent dot poisoned dot a dot transparency equals 0. Script dot parent dot poisoned dot b dot transparency equals 0. Alright, and then maybe what we want this thing to do is we want this maybe A to look like it's oozing almost. So if we insert a particle, let's go into Toolbox and let's look at oozing. There might be a particle, something with a particle like, let's see, maybe a decal, I'm not sure. Drooling zombie, let's see. No, we want something with a particle emitter in it. If we can't find it, that's fine. We'll put a particle emitter in it. Insert object particle. Just like that. And we can have that go to the bottom. And 1, 1. And we will make that. There we go. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so then we'll say, we'll just change this to like that, just so it's easy for the code. And then we want to say script.parent dot poison dot a dot aa dot enabled equals true. And we'll make it false there. Okay, so now that we've done all those things, let's test it out. Oh yeah, there we go, see? Oof. Oh, nice, that's cool. That's a cool little graphic too. And then it goes away. Ooh. So that is sort of how we add special effects, quote unquote special effects. So then, going back to the graphic, this thing here, the billboard. Here's where we can now use the billboard. It is inside the poison damage script. So we can say script.parent.gfx.textlabel.text equals poisoned, and then we can say script.parent.gfx.textlabel.visible equals true. And then we can make it false there, and then of course we have to work on the text label so it looks better than it does. This is just a basic example. So there, so now the player knows what's happening and there's a little graphic that comes up. I think that's pretty neat. It says we're poisoned, we're taking poison damage. Cool. So now I've sort of tied kind of everything together. So what we want to do now is we want to do that here. So when we're healing, we want to say script.parent.gfx.text label .text equals healing, and then we want to say script.parent.gfx.text label .visible equals true, and then we can make sure it's false there. And same with when we are resisting. And then we just need to set it to false here. There we go. And now let's see what we've created. Okay, so we're poisoned. Now we're healing, and it tells us that we're healing. And now we're resisting. Oh, poison. Right, so we haven't, let's see. Haven't, we have resist active. So we need an if statement here. We need to say if script.parent.resiston.value equals true, then I wonder if we can get away with this. Is equals true, then we'll have to say else, and then we'll need to put an end in here. Like that. So if it's true, what do we want it to do? We'll need a separate amount. We'll change it to 3. There we go. And then we just need to repeat that. See if it works. Oh yeah, we took significantly less poison damage. So what we should do when we're doing the poison damage is we should also print the amount. So we can, when we're poisoned, let's see. Amount B, let's go like this. We say 3 DMG. Like that. Or else it'll be 10 damage. So this should say 3. Yeah, there we go. 3 damage. And then now when we're not resisting, 10 damage. Oh, that's so cool. So now we've taken an ordinary game and we've added a few things to it, and it's now gone from ordinary to functional. And we'll try and make it functional to playable, hopefully in the next video. But I'm really excited about this. Yeah, there we go. And then if we're resisting, 3 damage. Now when we heal, we are healing for 1 health. So what we then want to do is we're actually healing for 3. It'll say healing, and then what I want it to do is let's copy this, and just before it turns off, it will say plus. It'll say 3 health gained, 3 HP. Oh, it didn't say anything. Why not? I wonder if I'll have to wait like well, the thing is when it gets hit by something else. So here's where we kind of have to start to manage this. So when it gets hit by another object, it's going to cause it to go true, and it's going to change the properties. So every time it gives a value, we're going to need to make it visible true. So we could copy this, and let's see, we could do this like that, and we could say plus healing, let's see, plus 1 HP, plus 1 HP. Let's see if that works. Yeah, there we go. It's actually 3, so we could just make it come up for each one instead of... We don't need this here. We don't need this here. We'll just say healing, and then here it can say plus 3 HP. Perfect. And then that way it'll go away. That's perfect. So we just want to make sure of that. We want to make sure that the player is seeing the values while we're getting the values. We're poisoned, we're getting the damage, and then there we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, perfect. So we'll have to crank that up a little bit if the damage stays the way it is. You crank it up to like 3, and then we're getting 9 HP, which is almost as much damage as we're taking. That's pretty good. There we go. Now we're fully healed. So, you know, we're at the point now where we have a combat system, we have a damage resistance system, we have, I'll just leave that at 2, and then we get 6 HP. That's pretty good. At this point, the sky is the limit, really. We can start to add more objects, we can add more weapons, pretty much do anything at this point. What we're going to want to do is eventually we're going to want to connect it to a data store and that sort of stuff and do those things, right? So we can add our marketplace, blah, 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 blah. So we will get in that into the next one, but this is kind of part 4, not really a long one, this one. But I the last part 3 was a bit long, and I just kind of wanted to touch on it again just to show that everything we did leading up to now is relevant. And when you combine all the elements together, the graphical interface, we can get something really neat that looks neat, right? I mean, that just needs to be worked on now. We can change it to something. Whoa. And then what we need to do is we need to add latency perhaps to when you can press the button. So in here, that'll have to be in here. It'll fire the server and then it might wait, let's say 2 seconds, so that way you can't spam it here. Let's see. No, I know what we need to do for that, for this here. So, okay, I think we might touch on this in the next video. Where we go from here is we can think about these weapons. So perhaps they need quote-unquote fuel, okay? So we can get really creative, right? Because we haven't given stats. We haven't given a reason for the player to fight monsters yet, but we will. So in the handle, we can go insert object, and we just need a couple of number values, all right? This one is going to be healing. Let's see, health. Healing amount. And this one here is going to be resist amount. Ooh, perfect. I like it. Now, on the shield itself, let's going to insert an object, and we're going to insert a surface interface. And then in the interface, we're going to insert an object, a frame. All right. And then what we need to figure out is... There it is. Okay, now the position of the frame can be, let's see, 0.1. No, that's maybe 1.1. Yeah, that might work. That might work. All right, so inside the frame, insert object, we need a couple of text labels. And they are going to be 150 by 100. There we go. For now, they can be, let's see, we insert object. There we go. Now this one can be, I don't know, let's call it healing. And this one here can be called resist. Okay, and then so just for the scale it, this will be healing. And this one here will be resist. Okay, so now what we want to do is We need some more code. What we need to do is we need to read the number value, and then we need to fire a function whenever that number value changes. So I happen to have it right here actually. Yes, update health is the function. So we'll just take this here, we'll copy it, and then we're going to put it inside. We go insert object, a script. I think we can get away with a regular script here. Okay. So what does this do? We don't need that, we don't need that. Unless we want to create, actually, yeah, we could do that. We could do that. Okay, so fuel.value, let's see, local fuel equals script apparent dot healing amount. Now the main health bar. I wonder if we really need that. Do we really need this? So the health bar is the script.parent, and the text label is script.parent.custom text. What are we looking at here? Where is this thing? Oh, it's that right there. Okay. Well, let's just copy this whole thing over. And you're gonna be like, oh, it's not fair, it's copying over. Okay, so instead of copying it over, if we look at, so we have the frame, and then we have healing. So we need two more locals, right? We need a local for the health bar, and then the text label. So the main health bar is script.parent, and it's script.parent.healing. Okay, so now max value, local max value equals script.parent.parent.parent. Oh, oops. Max value equals fuel.value. Let's see if that works. Oops, what am I doing? Amount is not a valid member of. Ha! Line 11. Oh, I see. Script stuff. Parent to parent to parent. No, script dot parent dot healing. Healing dot text equals script dot parent equals fuel. Excuse me. Whew. Equals fuel dot value. Now this I wonder why this isn't visible. It's enabled, right? Oh yeah, there it goes. Alright, so it has the amounts on. Of course, obviously this needs to be tweaked, right? It's a little, you know, the frame itself. We can just background transparency like that. So what this does is this updates the healing amount. And we can duplicate it, and we can make another one for the resist amount. Now, eventually, all this is going to be connected to our data save. So it's going to be really, this is why it's important to track when these numbers change. Because what we're going to do is we're going to be able to change. If you want the player to explore the world, you're going to need to be able to save the player's position and any of the stats that the player currently has. So when they rejoin the game, they're where they were, and you know, their stats are where they need to be. So eventually we're going to be going through all that, making a data store, all that sort of stuff for the game, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a lot coming up here. So for the resist amount, we just have to change that to resist amount. Dot resist. Okay, and then if we change the resist amount to 5, there we go. Now we have both of them are at 5. Cool. So now you kind of see where we're going with this. Now that we're able to, so let's just go over how this code works. I know that was a little bit fast. So how does the code work? So what it does is it takes the value, which is the healing amount, but we don't want to, we just want to name the number value. Then the maximum amount is the value of the number value. And then we have the main health bar, which just happens to be the frame. So what this will do is this will actually scale. We could scale a frame so that way it opens and closes the value of what we have. That's all that does. The main health bar and the text label, right? And then what it does is it updates the text every time the value changes. This value changes, it will update everything. So this should be heal, and this one here should be resist. Now I closed it. I just want to check and see what I did there. Let's see, open from file, excavator. It'll make a good video. And then in the next one, we'll get into more complicated stuff slowly. I don't know where we're going to go next. We'll figure something out. Okay, so the bar itself, if we say show and explore. So what it is yeah, the text label, and this just has a couple of constraints in it. Let's see if we copy those constraints over. There we go. So it just, all the constraint does is it just surrounds these in a it just makes them look a little bit better. But what this, yeah, now the thing is it's supposed to like, oh, it's a frame within a frame. Gotcha. So if I go insert object, frame, and then I put healing in there, and I name this health, like that, and then I make the size, what is it? This one here is 50, I think it is. There we go. Now we have to say script.parent.healing.healing. Actually, it was script.parent.parent. Scripts.parent. Oh, it's .healing. Okay. So now if I, oh no, they need to be two different colors. So the frame in the background is white and the frame in the foreground, let's make it green. Let's make this one green. And let's make this one red. Okay, so now what should happen is, of course it is. Okay, so as I change that value, so let's say we heal and now it goes to 4. Oh, do I have to do it on the server maybe? Yeah, you see how that one is shrinking? You see how that frame is shrinking? You see how this frame, so I need to find out which frame that is. Is it this one here that moves? Let's see. Yes, it is. So if we put that into there, is that going to break it? Script.parent.healing. Script.parent.healing. Script.parent.parent. I think that's still going to work. Let's see. All right, so now you can see. Let's get this going again. Then we're gonna. Then this will be a quick one. Okay, so let's close this down. So now you see there's 2 frames there. One frame is on top of the other, and one frame is going to be scaled over top of the other. So let's see. So we have the healing frame, which is 100 by 50. We have this frame, which is the red one. Why is this one so big? No, it needs to be 100. But why is it so big on... Okay, maybe that will work a little bit better. Yeah, there we go. Okay. I still don't know why the other frame is... Okay, but anyway, so you see how it's... No, let's take a look at this here. Now, why is that one so big? See, it's 100 by 100. So this one here, yeah. I wonder, is it because of that? And then I would have to change its position to... no, we want to go down. That might work. Okay, now there's still something going on. What is going on with this interface? Oh, maybe I have to change the position of that now. To the position of that. 0.5. Oh, this sucks. I wonder if I can't have both. Let's just try one. Maybe I can't have both, and maybe that's what's going on here. That is what I think is what's going on here. So this size here needs to be 50. Yeah, let's try that, just with the healing. Yeah, I believe that's what's going on here. Okay, so anyways, all I'm getting at is you can put surface UIs on here, and you can put attributes on here, and then we can edit the attributes. And in this case, when we edit the healing amount, let's say we go to 3. We have to do it on the server side. It's because we're manually editing it, we're not using code to do it. Okay, it should scale. Why isn't it scale? Oh, this is frustrating. Why? Why? Oh, max value is the fuel.value. Duh, that's why. Max value should be 5. Okay, let's try that one. Let's see how that works for us there. Instead of dividing it into itself, let's actually give it a maximum value to compare itself to blah 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 blah. All right. I don't know why I'm trying. Why do I even bother sometimes? Healing, okay. Just looking at that just to see, I must have missed a value somewhere. So we have our maximum value. Let's just see how, maybe I don't have it set up properly. The script is in there. Okay. We have our size. Yes, yes. Okay, that is right. Text label dot text heal. I don't think that really matters, but main health bar is the script dot parent, which is what we got here. What if we change this to 10? What does that do? Leaves it at 5. Okay, why is that? Oh, because it's reading the healing amount. So the maximum value should be, okay, so fuel bar size. Let's see here. Yeah, that's right. It all appears to be right. Except one thing. There's the fuel amount, and then the fuel amount dot text, but I don't see this part here. Surface UI dot fuel amount dot text equals. You know what I mean? Where's the trailer? The trailer's way over here, so we run way over here to the trailer. It's supposed to look like that. Like that, there, 10%, 10%, right? It's supposed to look like that. So then, but I think I'm missing, there's the fuel, which is a number value. Are they not number values on, that is a number value. All right, so it reads that value. Okay, that doesn't do anything. So it reads that value, and it's supposed to divide it. Yeah, dot fuel, and then we say fuel dot value. All right. I wonder if that's right. If that's where it is. Yeah, healing amount. Okay, so there it is. This is just bar size. Yeah. Weird. So strange. So strange. So instead of saying 5, so something's wrong here. Instead of it saying 5, I think it's this here. I think it's this here that's messing it up. Yeah, so now it says healing. Heal 50%. Now, why is it at 50%? Oh, it's because the maximum is 10, and currently right now is at 5. So if we change that to 10, we have to do it on the server side. Alright, then I'll go over why it was frustratingly not working. There we are. Healing amount 10. There, now it says 100%. Okay, so why was it not working? It was not working because we were actually changing that text label to the fuel amount rather than allowing the text label to be changed as a percentage of the values. Yeah, in a nutshell, that was basically it. So, now that we have a healing amount and we have a value, okay, let's finish this off real quickly. Every time we heal, where's our function script? Every time we heal, we are going to say script.parent.healing amount equals script.parent.healing amount minus 1. Now, in here we can say if script.parent.healing amount is greater than 0, then let's see, else if script.parent.healing amount.value is less than 0, I would say greater than 1. If it's less than 1, then print needs mana. There we go. Oh, greater than an instance. Okay, so what we need to do is instead of saying that, we need to say local equals 1, and then we can say healing amount minus mana. Sure. Oh, that's not gonna work because it was trying to. This is greater than an instance. So hold on. Yeah, what's going on? Line 11. Healing amount dot value. Have to read the value. Okay. Cannot perform arithmetic on the healing amount value. There we go. It helps when you name the value in all of this. There we go. Awesome. So when it gets low like that, what we can do is in the functions here, instead of printing needed mana, we can say script.parent dot surface GUI dot frame dot healing dot healing dot text equals need more mana. Perfect. Okay, so let's test this out, and then this is gonna end this video. It is late into the night. So now what we've done is we've actually created a few things here. Oof. Because it's at 10. Okay, so we should say equals there we go. As long as it's greater than 1. Okay. We can make it 0. It's just easier if it's there we go. Need more mana. Oh, that's so awesome. Okay, so I hope out of all of this so far, you're learning a little bit. So what did we learn in this video? Well, we created a surface interface. And what we did is we created a script that allows us to, every time the value changes, it fires this function, update health. And that is basically, it just looks for this value here. Fuel.value, it compares it to the maximum value, and it just does some stuff. Yeah. basically, this is what we want here. Get property change signal value, connect update health. So every time the value changes, it connects to this function. And what does the function do? Well, it makes this bar shrink against that bar. It's really that simple. So this surface GUI could stay. And we would have to duplicate that, and we would have to call this resist, and then it would have to be, its position would need to be, let's see, probably 5 at that point. Right, so we could do that. And then the healing amount, instead of healing amount, this would be resist amount. And then in here it would be resist. We could just keep all that the same, to be honest. It just needs that one value changed, I believe. Resist. Yeah, there we go. So there you go. So now we can add properties. You can do the same thing with an armor, a helmet. We can do all this kind of stuff, right? You can have your little stats on the side of the helmet, whatever kind of game you're making. Maybe it's a sci-fi game, whatever. I'm just kind of showing a way of just like. See, now this bar is supposed to shrink. I don't know. Maybe it's because I did text scale that it doesn't shrink. Let's see. If for this here, I did text scale, but if we do that, and if we do that, let's see if it doesn't shrink. It does. So I wonder. Oh, is it because? Let's test something here. That's red. And what's green? That's green. Okay, so which one? Bar size. Now in this one here, it's, let's see, what is it? Yeah, it's the text label that is supposed to be scaled. And in here, script.parent.healing. There we go. Make sure I'm working on the right one here. Okay. One of these we need to change the properties. Let's look here. One of these. This is silver. Background transparency is 0, and that's red. Background transparency is 0. Oh, I see, because the custom text is not contained within here. It's actually in the frame. Aha. So then what we need to do is we need to change that script.parent.healing. And that will have to be here as well. Wow, is this another 1 hour video? It is. Oh my goodness, I apologize for that. 2 1 hour videos back to back. Craziness. Okay, we're just trying to figure out how to get this thing to scale, and then we will end this video. So, yeah, see, it's not doing what I want it to do, and it frustrates me. See, text label dot text. Not when there's green. See, background transparency is 1 on the text label. Aha. And I have background transparency to 0. So, aha. Maybe that has anything to do with anything. Let's see here. Probably not. So then this one here should be green. And this one here should be red. Yeah, there we go. There we go. You see that? Oh, I figured it out. Okay. So I thought I was changing the text label, but I'm not. I'm actually shrinking this frame, making it smaller. And the background transparency on this one is set to 1. That's why you couldn't see it. So that's what the bar was supposed to do all along. Now that we got it to work, when we heal, yeah, there we go. Now you can see how much of a charge you actually have with your healing. Ooh, I like it so much. I like it so much. Right? And then when it runs out, uh-oh, you can't heal anymore. Nice. Uh-oh. 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 Functions, line 34. Surface GUI dot frame. Oh, dot healing. Yes, that is what that is going to do. So then we'll have to set something up for the resist function. There. So I hope with that we now have a functioning. We'll just do that and see if we can drain it. We now have like a functioning kind of. Oh, we went too far. We went too far. So if it goes too far, then what? Then what functions? Then what, huh? Then what? There we go. Now we can't go too far. Yeah, cool. So there you have it. I hope a lot. Okay, so now we have a shield. It resists damage. It can heal us, and we also have a graphic on there which tells us what we're doing, how much uses we have left in our shield. Now we're resisting. We're poisoned. Oh, it's good. It's good. So we've done a few things. Now this obviously can be changed. It doesn't necessarily have to be on the shield. You don't necessarily have to have it at all. I just wanted to add it on there just to show that there's other things, just more visual things we can add. Maybe instead of healing, this is just like a charge, right? So it offers the resistances and it just does a charge. And you can make these things smaller. You can make these really, really small somewhere on there. And decorative and more detailed so it looks better. This is just concept, right? Initially we have to build the concept, and then we can refine the concept so we can sell the concept. Okay, so thank you so much for watching part 4. Setting up the shield continued, and in the next video we will continue on. Bye for now.